Hello everyone, my name is Ilya Porkalov. I trade bonds for Zone Capital, and this talk has nothing to do with that. So this is just something interesting for you. My talk is about Ethereum and DAO. Now, most of you have heard about Bitcoin, the cryptocurrency that was created in 2010 and gained significant popularity. Its current market cap is over $12 billion. And now, Ethereum is a much more ambitious project. It has much more features. It counts in Ethereum. It also involves a cryptocurrency called ETHEREUM, which is now the second most popular in the world. And it has features that Bitcoin does not. And basically, accounts in Ethereum can enter into so-called smart contracts. Say you and I agree that I pay you some amount of money if this or that condition is met. And if we agree to that, this contract will execute no matter what, as long as Ethereum exists. So another way to think about Ethereum is that it's a platform for trustless apps that work on the blockchain and involve normally a cryptocurrency. Now, these smart contracts can be pretty complex, and you can create amazing entities with them. Think about a normal joint stock company. It's governed by also some contracts and laws, like shareholder agreement, which governs how shareholders meet and discuss certain matters and decide things. Now, you can do the same thing on the blockchain, but it will be governed not by contracts or laws, but by computer code. So Ethereum lets you execute computer code. So in Ethereum, code is law. So the story of this talk is about the DAO, which was one of the ways to use this is to create so-called DAOs, distributed autonomous organizations. So the DAO was the first real and big attempt to create such an organization. The idea was to create a venture capital fund where investors would pool their money and invest in startups. But this fund would not have management because the investors would run the fund via a sort of direct democracy, just putting on their smart contract browser. And this idea got very popular, and people invested a ridiculous amount of money into it. $150 million was invested. And it's absolutely mind-boggling because it's not an investment into a professional team that is government regulated and all that, but it's basically committing your money to a piece of computer code. And with this code is law paradigm, there's one fundamental problem, that code is much harder to understand than human language. And you need to somehow verify that code does what you expect it to do. In case of Ethereum, despite numerous security audits and despite the code being open source and available to the community, there was a serious bug in this code. And in a matter of days, before the DAO even made a single investment, this bug allowed some investors to steal money from others. And in a matter of days, $50 million was kind of stolen. Okay? And this started an absolutely epic scandal that spanned multiple dimensions, such as legal, technological, and ethical. You know, if code is law, then these hackers are not really hackers, but normal, rational economic agents. So this resulted in developers of Ethereum making a hard fork of the currency, or another version of the currency that would abort all these the DAO transactions, and essentially bailing out the investors. And it was a big scandal, okay? And although this DAO ended in a spectacular fiasco, like everything went absolutely wrong, the community learned so much from this. And I do believe that future DAOs can be much more successful. And there are really, really wide implications into what can be done with blockchain and smart contracts. You know, we've talked today, all day, about how hard it is to reform Ukraine, these or that problems, you know, this huge, corrupt, bureaucratic mess. Well, maybe we should also think about blockchain and smart contracts and create another state from scratch, not be bound by our past or by traditions, by borders, you know. It's something to think about.